probably familiar with the biblical version of the Ten Commandments. The thou shalt not kill, steal, sleep with your neighbor's wife, etc. Right? Good! Well, me being the ever so clever correctional content creator that I am, I figured I'd offer my take on a classic and create a list. A standalone, set in stone, bona fide guide to govern our behavior on the inside. That was nice. Are you ready? We all have laws and policies that dictate our behavior, guide us in our actions, keep us out of trouble, edicts to keep us on the straight and narrow. This is true in our personal life and at work on the inside. And I've offered some tips and tricks, suggestions and lessons to help you manage your correctional experience. I've talked about some rules, but last night it hit me. Divine inspiration came over me as I sat on my couch. So here it is. Here they are. 10 things, 10 mandates, 10 commandments for correctional officers that, if applied, will help you have a long and happy life. Career, I meant to put career there. Number 1, and I'm going to start with a big one here. Thou shalt not have intimate relationships with the incarcerated ever. There is no consensual anything inside. Let me say that again. There is no consensual anything inside. Inmates cannot legally consent. Any sexual contact with an incarcerated individual is considered rape. What's considered sexual contact? If you have to ask and you're already wearing a badge, then you're an idiot. A liability. And I look forward to the day when you get carried away in cuffs. But to be thorough, sexual contact is when you touch or grope or penetrate a prisoner with anything. Your mouth, your hands, your hot dog, or your taco. Anything. A good rule of thumb is not to touch anyone ever, unless it's required, like conducting a pat search or during a use of force. You understand this, right? And I already feel like Moses when he smashed the tablets, because someone somewhere this week is gonna get arrested for this. You'll see. It's crazy. Let me add this because some of you fall for a lie. A trap. That inmate that's been flirting with you, winking at you, it's all a setup. A game! The goal is to get you caught up. They're manipulating you. I hate to be the one to break it to you, but they do not actually love you. I know it's hard to believe, but sometimes inmates lie. So don't do it. Don't do it. Number 2, thou shalt not introduce contraband into your correctional facility. Contraband is a huge problem inside of our prisons. Huge! And there are a lot of ways that contraband comes in, but the main way, the most likely avenue is you, is us, is staff. Let's tear this apart a bit for clarification. Contraband is anything introduced into the correctional environment that isn't allowed per policy and procedure, or anything that is being used for any other reason than its intended purpose. I think I won't say we because some of us are imposters, criminals in correctional uniform. You guys aren't a part of us. But the rest of us, the majority of us, realize that drugs, to include the over-the-counter stuff, is contraband. Weapons, knives, needles, ink, alcohol is contraband. A cell phone is contraband. But so is shampoo. So is a soda or a toothbrush or the newspaper. Even seemingly innocent everyday items that are not illegal may be inappropriately used by the prisoners. A good guideline for you if you haven't for some reason read your agency's policy on contraband is to never give an inmate anything until you've read your agency's policies on contraband. No, seriously. Never introduce anything into the correctional environment. Never bring in or hand off anything from the outside to an offender, ever. Number 3, and before I go on, if you're getting some value out of this video, let me know. Hit that little like button in the, right there. Where was I? Oh yeah! Number 3, thou shalt learn to say the word no. Now this commandment sounds easy, but it isn't at first. Throughout your career as a correctional officer, you're gonna be bombarded with questions, requests. Some will be legitimate and some will be tests. Inmates manipulate staff by getting them to do things or by giving them things that are outside of policy. Favors! And some of these requests may seem harmless on the surface. Something like 5 more minutes on the phone, an extra tray. Something as simple as letting an inmate use your pen can set the stage. Can create a way for them to manipulate you, to put you in a position that you don't want to be in.
Like the back of a Volkswagen?
Your best bet, your best defense against this terrible game is to invoke the spirit and the slogan of the former First Lady Nancy Reagan and
just say no.
Number 4, thou shalt always follow through and do what you say you're gonna do. Inside in this profession, people need to be able to rely on you. Staff, fellow officers, the offenders, all need to know that when you say something, it means something. If you tell an inmate that you're gonna check their account, you gotta check their account. If you tell an inmate that you're gonna see if their boo is on their visiting list, you better look and see if their boo is on their visiting list. If a fellow officer asks you to grab up a fresh radio battery and some gloves and some paperwork and you say that you can, that you will, well, do it. Don't blow it off. People need to be able to trust you, and a big part of that is following through and doing the things that you say you're gonna do. Forget 5. Thou shalt perform your duties to the best of your abilities at all times. Knowing your job, your role, your responsibilities is really, really important. Like really, really important. Officers rely on each other inside. Our lives are literally in each other's hands. My safety and the security of the entire facility is contingent on you being capable of carrying your weight, of you conducting your rounds, of you properly pat searching the prisoners. Your knowledge or understanding of policy and procedure, and your ability to carry out the mission statement of the agency directly impacts, well, everything. So study, ask questions, and take your training seriously. Woo! That's 5. The first 5 correctional commandments. What'd you think? The best comprehensive collection of correctional information ever? Let's do this. Let's take some time to rest, reflect, and digest these first 5. And the next time, in part 2, in the sequel, we'll hit 6 through 10. If you like this video, if you found value in this video, straight punch that little like icon. Comment and share this content with anyone and everyone that you think may be interested. Subscribe and click that little bell so you're notified every time I release another video. And if you're looking for more correctional content, head on over to my Facebook page. I'll post a link in the description below so you know where to go. And don't forget to check out my books, When Hope Becomes a Housing Unit and The Nothing That Never Happened, both available on Amazon. All right, guys, that's all I got. Until next time, be smart, stay safe, stay sane, and we'll talk soon.